From the moment the idea of you was announced, it became one of my most anticipated 2024 movie releases. Not only is it loosely inspired by Grammy winner Harry Styles, but it marks Anne Hathaway's return to romance movies. It was basically made for me, and after watching it this weekend, I'm happy to report that it lived up to those perfect Rotten Tomatoes scores. Well, not majorly at least. There was one plot detail that I had an issue with: the double breakup. Adapted from the Robin Lee romance novel of the same name, Anne Hathaway plays Celine, a 40-year-old, newly single mom who accidentally runs into Hayes Campbell, Nicholas Galitzine, a 24-year-old boy band singer, who is eerily similar to One Direction. Despite the age gap and their vastly different lives, the two hit it off, and Celine finds herself swept up in a swoon-worthy romance. The idea of you is the perfect feel-good romance movie. Romance movies often hinge on the chemistry between the love interests, and thankfully, Hathaway and Galitzine knocked it out of the park. From the moment they met on screen, I was captivated by the sexual and romantic tension between them. I'm not even a fan of the age gap trope, but something about these two made it work. It's not even just about the intimate sex scenes, which the Academy Award winner has said with a North Star, but rather the goofy moments that these two shared. I couldn't help but smile watching them interact and dance around their hotel room without a care in the world. Or laugh at Hayes having to hide in Celine when they made their first escape together. What made the idea of you really great, though, was the characters' ability to communicate with each other. From flirty banter that built up their relationship, to important heartfelt conversations, there was no room for miscommunication in this romance movie, and I, for one, appreciated that. But I did have one problem with the plot. Unfortunately, not everything about the idea of you was perfect. When it comes to romance movies, there is almost always a moment where the love interests break up so they can realize that they actually do belong with each other. The Prime Video flick is no different, except for the fact that Celine and Hayes break up twice within the 2-hour runtime. Even worse, she's the one to break it off both times. The first time she calls it quits with Hayes, it's because she realizes that she might be being played. On a vacation with one of the band members and a slew of young women, Celine learns that Hayes has always had a thing for older women, which makes her question whatever they're doing. She decides to fly back to LA, and when confronted with rumors by the people in her life, she denies ever dating him. Of course, they end up getting back together after Celine apologizes for acting rashly, and the two decide to take their relationship public. Despite getting together less than 30 minutes ago, the pressure of fame becomes too much for Solan's daughter, and she makes the heartbreaking decision to end things with Hayes for good. Now, maybe it's just me, but witnessing the same couple break up twice in less than an hour was very anticlimactic. If the creators wanted the second breakup to be emotionally impactful, they shouldn't have included the first one. It would have worked better if they found another reason for Celine to leave the vacation and return back to Los Angeles while still being in a relationship with Hayes. Or, if they really wanted the double breakup beat, perhaps Hayes should have been the one to end it the first time. While it's undeniable that he's in love with her, he is much younger, so having him act irrationally upon their first argument would have been in character for someone who is in their early 20s. Regardless of the lack of conflict that came from the repeated breakups, the idea of you still managed to be an enjoyable watch, especially since they changed the original book ending to a happier one. If you're a fan of romance movies, Hathaway, or Galignatine's works, you should definitely check it out with an active Prime Video subscription.